What's up, guys? Classy Metal here. Finally had a little bit of free time for myself, and I figured let's spend some of that time playing catch up on some collection updates. The one that I'm going to show today, the $20 spin order that I did, I felt like it was a good way to start, just because as of the time of me recording this, $20 spin announced yesterday that they're doing a big sale on their web store. There are a few exceptions, but most of the stuff that they have is from like 10% all the way to 50% off what they have listed there on their web shop. So $20 spin will be linked up down in the description. Definitely go check that out. I will try to list everything that I show in this video as well in order. That might take me a minute. The video may be up for a second before I actually get all of these releases listed down there in the description. But I do plan on helping you guys out, taking some of the legwork out. That way, if you see something that you want to check out, it is down there at your disposal. In true Lonnie fashion, I made a huge $20 spin order right before they announced the sale. So I missed out on saving the money. But you know what? I figured it's rather than being salty that I missed out on the sale, I will just go ahead and show you guys what I got. That way, if you see something that you like and you want to pick up, you can get it at a discounted price, unlike what I got. First up, this is one that I actually purchased through Bandcamp. Before I placed this big order, I pre-ordered this, but I figured since it's a $20 spin release, I'll go on and show it to you guys as well. This is the newest full-length from Orok, entitled Primeval Onslaught. You guys saw me show the compilation of EP and demo materials from this band in that Head Split Records update that I did. That one was entitled Pit of Mutilation. Solid collection of demo and EP materials, but this full length, man, as far as Orok goes, this is the release that you want to get your hands on. I've been seeing it showed around. It's catching some steam. People are catching on and just realizing how phenomenal of a death metal release this album is, and I cannot scream its praises enough. If you like just being bludgeoned to death, it's got like these it almost sounds like machine guns going off at times. It's so fast paced, it's just in your face, and it will just the fact that it's called Primeval Onslaught is a perfect name for this album, because that's exactly what that is. So definitely check that one out. Now let's get into the big order that I placed. This is actually some CDs, a couple of tapes, and a few vinyl. I'll do the CDs first because I know that's what the majority of you that follow my channel, you guys are with me on the fact that we all love CDs, and we kind of have the compact disc placed a little higher on the physical format hierarchy there. So, but I've been picking up mixed formats for a while. I've focused mainly on the CDs on this channel, but I do have a stack of vinyl collection. I have a tape collection, and I'm kind of mixing it up a little bit, showing you guys a little bit of everything rather than just being straightforward, me only showing the CDs that I get in. I'm going to quit rambling and just show you guys what I got. You guys know $20 spin. They are Portland based. They have a lot of Portland acts under the belt. They have bands from all over on their roster, but they had a lot, especially starting out, they had a lot of Portland based, and then they kind of bled over into like those West Coast based bands, and you kind of get that regionality through a lot of their projects and their music. This one that I'm going to show is a reissue of an album that came out in 2013. This is a San Francisco band entitled Vastum. This is Patricidal. Lust is the name of the album. I went blank there for a second on that. I'm so glad that they did a reissue on this. The original press had been sold out for quite some time. Vastum was doing old school style death metal before it came back in style. They're one of those torch bearers, one of those flag bearers of that OSDM movement, and this is, I believe, their sophomore release. They've had a couple of albums that came out after this, but this is kind of the quintessential Vastum album. This, if you're going to get anything from the discography, this is the one that I would get my hands on, and I'm very, very glad that $20 Spin did a reissue on that. Next up, we have some crossover thrash. This is the EP. I think this one came out last year from the band Fugitive. This one is entitled Maniac. 5-track EP. I really enjoyed this. It's featuring members of Power Trip. Creeping Death has some band members, or at least one band member in this, and there's some other the other couple of guys in this are in some fairly prominent bands as well that just aren't just coming to the tip of my tongue. But I enjoyed this. It was kind of a good little teaser of what to expect from this project. I hope they do some more music moving forward, but it was a very enjoyable little 5-track EP there from Fugitive. Next up, this is another one of those old school death metal projects. I've been seeing this one shared around a little bit. I think the first person I saw share this that made me want to check this out was Scourge of Vinyl. I think I saw this on Brandon's Instagram. I think he posted it. It's been a little while ago now, but this album came out this year. This is the newest, I don't know if this is their debut. This may be their second full length. From what I remember, but this was my introduction into this band. This is a band out of San Diego. This is Ascended Dead with Evenfall of the Apocalypse. Went blank there for a second. This is really solid old school death metal. This is kind of that OSDM in the vein of maybe Sadistic Intent, and I even feel like some Angel Corpse style influence going on in this as well. I've only listened to this a couple times at this point, but it is one that I'm going to see myself returning to because I enjoyed everything from it that I heard, and it's one of those that I picked up some things on, like, to say, the second listen that I didn't catch on the first listen. I know it's pretty dumb thing to say because usually that's the case, but I was catching little things that had me wanting to return to it just from the fact that I have a feeling this is one of those albums that I'm going to keep on picking up little things that I've missed on prior listens. But from the first couple of listens that I've had through this so far, definitely digging this one, and definitely may see if it can keep the steam going just in my personal feelings towards it, then we may be seeing that one again towards the end of the year on my end of the year list. Next up, we have some Black and Death out of Atlanta. I believe this band is out of, and this sounds much better than I expected to. This is Lunar Chamber with their debut EP entitled Shambhallic Vibrations. This is a killer EP. It comes in at about 28 minutes, so it almost overstayed that little EP territory there, but it's got this progressive feel going on. It slows down, almost gets a little doomy feel here and there in it. But there's so much originality on this release that it absolutely blew me away. I definitely would love to hear some more from this band moving forward. It did what you would want an EP to do, just in the simple fact that, hey, it kind of hooked its claws in me. And grabbed me, and has definitely piqued my interest, and definitely has my eyes peeled to see if Lunar Chamber comes out with anything else moving forward, because I absolutely love that EP. That could have been one of my favorite releases out of this entire stack of stuff that I picked up. Next up, this is one that I saw shared around. It's some melodic death metal, and I was seeing this shared around by a lot of people that usually don't share melodic death metal around. This is the newest full length from Majesties. I believe this came out last year. It was either last year or the beginning of this year. I'll have to double check on that, but I'm not completely sure. But there was so much hype around this album, and I just saw so many people that I wouldn't expect to see sharing Melodeath sharing this, that I was kind of slow. You guys know, once something gets on that hype train, I'm a little bit slower checking it out, and I'm kind of kicking myself for that now. I think a lot of that hype for this was kind of because of some of the band members. I think one of the it's got members from Obsequiae. I'm going to butcher that. I always butcher that band name. And Inexorum. And those guys, whenever they have any kind of project, you're going to get some hype going around it because they are very talented. But I just was so slow checking this out. But it has that Swedish Melodeath. I get like an Edge of Sanity feel going on through this. But they definitely pay an homage to the predecessors of that mellow death genre. They do it just incredibly well, and I'm glad I finally got my hands on this and actually gave it a shot, because it is a killer release. Next up, this was a blind buy, and this one kind of floored me. This is Nightfell with their 2019 release, a Sanity Deranged. This is black and death metal out of Portland. Go figure, a $20 spin artist out of Portland. This one, the feel on this, the production feel on this is absolutely incredible. It's black and death metal, but saying that it's black and death metal doesn't really do it justice, because it's not what I would typically think of when I hear black and death metal. Like, the bass lines that hit on this hit different. I don't know if that's just something that in the production mix or what, but I found this to be super enjoyable. They had a release that came out last year, and now I'm going to have to go back and start checking out some of their other material, because this is a band that I definitely want to dig a little deeper into. If you want to check something out on this particular album, I believe it's track number 2, As Now We Must Succumb. Once that track kind of kicked in and I got to listening to that one, that's kind of when I knew I was listening to something special and something that I wanted to dig a little deeper into. So killer release there from Nightfell. Definitely good on me for making that a blind buy. All of those were $20 spin titles. I did pick up one out of their kind of distro side. This is a release from Iron Fist Productions. I'm going to butcher this band name. This is Styggelse with Offenders of the Faith. This is a Swedish black and thrash project, and it is pretty solid. It is in your face. It is kind of fast paced black and thrash. Got that hateful thrashy vibe going on. The black and hateful feel, kind of just icy cold thrash. Good stuff there. This also came out in 2019. Right at 30 minutes, but it just flies by. It's just a non-stop, it's just non-stop in your face, and that 30 minutes is over before you know it, and you're kind of wishing that it hadn't gone by so fast. You kind of have to restart the album, because it is a good listen. I definitely I think that one's on sale pretty cheap, so I would definitely grab that one off of their site with the sale going on. Take a little swig because I'm getting a little tongue-tied. That one got me. I think the band name was a bad way for the tongue to get to rolling there. Next up, I got 2 cassettes that I'm going to show you guys. They are both death metal. First up, we have Somatic Decay with their demo entitled Existential Decadence. Actually, and see, the swig helped. There's no way that I would have got all of those words out. I really like this. This is some chunky, dirty, filthy death metal. The tape comes on a green shell. There's the little inside note. Very chunky. I mean, I think this is the only release that Somatic Decay has out so far. This is another band out of Portland, so I don't know if that's how it just kind of made it into their distro. I don't really know a lot of backstory on Somatic Decay, but I really like this, and it just has that cavernous, chunky death metal feel going on. And I believe this was released through Iron Fist, Iron Lung. The CD was on Iron Fist. This is Iron Lung Productions, so sticking with the iron there. Next up, this cassette was released through Extremely Rotten Productions, a label that will pop back up one more time before this update is over. This is the latest full-length. It might be their debut full-length from Danish death metal project entitled Chaotian. Butchered that probably. This is Effigies of Obsolescence. And this is pretty killer. I like, it's on this orange shell here. It's 7 tracks. Oops, dropped it there. It's 7 tracks. It starts out with a bit of ambience, but the ambience doesn't really stay too long. I wouldn't say that it's like even a dissonant style death metal. It does have those kind of feels going on, but one thing that definitely stands out to me on this particular album is the way the production is able to interweave between this murky sounding, cavernous, almost just dirty production to a very clean, and they're able to like circumnavigate those jumps in production back and forth to a point that, but it just works with that album. I definitely am excited for something like this just to hit the scene. I mean, it is from Denmark. You got bands like Undergang and other bands over there that are just killing it in death metal, and I can see Chaotian fitting right in with some of those. I mean, if they continue on the path that they're going, especially with stuff like this, I could just see them being some titans in the scene over there. Only had 2 tapes, and then I actually did pick up a bit of a stack of vinyl here as well. I know some of you don't really care much for the vinyl, but we'll just kind of get into this. The first one that I'm going to show was a blind buy, and this one kind of rivals the what was it, the Lunar Chamber. I went blank, and my brain is not working. I get some free time and my whole body and brain and everything shuts down. This one kind of rivals that with just a huge surprise of a blind buy and the Nightfell. This could be ranking right up there with the Lunar Chamber as far as my favorite that I got out of this entire stack. This is a band called Egregore. I'm just going to read the hype sticker on this because for me, the hype sticker, they nailed it, and it goes perfectly with the sound of this music. This is Egregore with The Word of His Law, and it's the hype sticker says death metal in the raw, untamed, and obscure way with eerie, arcane mysticism and perverse sorcery. And you kind of get that feel from the actual cover. It is death metal, but just to say that it's death metal is a bit misleading. It has like some blackened death feel going on. It has like this, it says the perverse, you kind of get that perverse feel going on. It has some themes, kind of like a Weregoat, but it's not nearly as aggressive and abrasive as Weregoat. It's hard to put this one into words. It has this very occult feel going on, very dark, ominous feel going on, but I absolutely love this. It's definitely hooked me in. I have the digital version as well, so I can listen to this at work. I'll show you guys the actual vinyl. It's on this beautiful vinyl as well, and it just everything between the variant that you have here on the actual wax to the artwork to the music itself, it just it has this almost oppressive, intoxicating feel to it, and it's just a great album, so I definitely recommend that one. Next up, an album that I've been meaning to pick up since last year. This is the newest full length from Imprecation, entitled In something Diaboli. Yeah, I butchered that. I apologize. In Nomine Diaboli. There we go. I've been meaning to pick this one up for a minute, and I haven't listened to it. I kept on hearing how good this was. It was released through Dark Descent Records last year, and I don't know why I was so slow to pick this one up. I really don't. It just seemed like something kept on getting in the way. It's on this kind of green oxblood merge splatter there, and killer release. I'm glad to have that one in the collection. Definitely kicking myself a little bit for taking so long to pick that one up, because it is a solid release. I knew it was a solid release. I mean, I saw everybody sharing that around, between like Melissa from Metalhead Box had posted it on social media. I talked about Brandon earlier. Scourge of Vinyl had posted that. It seemed like everyone was posting it on those social medias, and I don't know why I'm so slow, but I'm glad I finally got the anchor off of me and picked that one up. Also picked up the newest release from Void Ceremony entitled Threads of Unknowing. This came out this year. For me, this one is kind of a continuation of their last full length. I think it came out in 2020, somewhere along in there. It's kind of the same feel going on. I'm not going to try to remember that full length from 2020's name. It had a very hard name to pronounce then, so I'm not even going to try to remember it or speak it on this video. But the wax on this, they're killing it with these splatters. I mean, that looks phenomenal. This is blackened death metal, has some slower doomy passages going on. I don't know, I think I liked the 2020 release a bit more. Maybe after spending a little bit more time with Threads of Unknowing, it might grow on me. It is still a good album, don't get me wrong. I found it to be very enjoyable, but for some reason, when I'm wanting to hear Void Ceremony, I just find myself wanting to pull back and listen to that debut full length. Next up, we have some Black and Death out of Canada. This is a band called Orok Oreck, with Stolen Angelic Tongues. This was an EP that was released in 2020. This was also released through $20 spin. This one I had not. Somehow I just kind of missed out on this one, and I saw it on their web store, and the artwork kind of stood out to me. I read the little synopsis of it. I was like, you know what? I'll check that out, and I found it to be very enjoyable. And I love the splatter. Well, it's kind of more of a galaxy look on that one, but it's very fitting for the music itself. It is this very blackened death metal. The black metal is very prevalent in their style. The band themselves started out as a thrash metal project and kind of morphed over time. I think they've been around since the early 2000s, and through their time period they kind of morphed into more of a blackened sound, more of a black and death sound. Occasionally on that EP, that comes in at just under 30 minutes, but occasionally you can kind of feel that thrashy background kind of bleeding through as far as in their material. But the black metal elements of that project are what shines forth the most through that. It's just that fiery, evil sounding black metal, but it is definitely good sounding stuff on that. And then the last thing I picked up was another release from Extremely Rotten Productions. This is a band, I believe their full length was released through $20 spin in 2019 or 2020, somewhere along in there. This is the Fetid demo, the reissue of the Fetid demo, Sentient Pile of Amorphous Rot. 4 tracks, about 20 minutes long, of this murky, dirty, stinchy death metal, and I absolutely love it. I was so glad to see this on their site. I believe anytime I'd seen this anywhere else, it was international shipping on top of the price of the vinyl. The vinyl itself was at a good price, and I was like, you know what? This is the time to do it. It's just on black wax. I think the green, they had a green version of that was very limited. I think it sold out pretty quick. I don't even know if $20 spin themselves got any of the greens, but when I saw that they had just the release itself available there on their web store, I had to get my hands on it because I absolutely love Fetid, and I just love that 4 tracks. I can't get enough of it, and it's just murky, dirty, and it's everything that I absolutely love about death metal. I am going to a death metal show on Monday in a couple days, so hopefully I will have a little bit of an update for that show. I will try to, I have some stuff that I purchased from bands that are on that bill already that I haven't shown in collection update. So if nothing else, I can kind of show the stuff that I've picked up along the way from those bands, and instead of having an actual merch haul. I don't know how much merch I'll actually buy at the show, but I do have stuff from each of those bands that I could show. So that's an idea for a video, as if I'm not far enough behind on videos as it already is. But it's Flesh Rot, Sarcophagus, Morbid Visions, Ritual Fog, and Grotesqueries are all playing in Memphis Monday night. So I'm definitely making the trip down for that one. That should be an absolutely insane show. You guys, the $20 spin stuff is linked up down there in the description. Go check them out. Check out all of this stuff. I'm super happy with this haul. Do I wish I could have got it on sale? Yeah, but at the same time, some of this stuff might have been sold out if I'd waited. So there's always that. That's all I've got for today. I will try to get up and get the CD collection video recorded in the morning. I may wait and upload that on Monday or something just to kind of give a little break between videos. But if nothing else, I am going to try to get that CD collection video recorded. That's all I've got for tonight. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. Stay classy, stay metal. Head over to 20 Bucks Bin, pick yourself up some stuff on sale, and I will see you guys very soon. I promise.